Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Mr. Connor R. Sullivan coming at you with some practice tips and performance advice for the GMEA High School Concert Band Grades 9 through 10 Trombone Lyrical Etude for the 2024-2025 school year. I hope you find this video useful and helpful in your practice, and best of luck to you on your audition. All right, let's get started. Now, the first thing you always want to look at when reading an etude like this is what's in the top left of the music here. We have valse lentament, quarter note equals 70 to 80, 3/4 time, and 1 flat in the key signature. Now, if you don't know what valse lentament means, it's as simple as this. Valse means waltz, and you notice they sound pretty similar too. And lentament means slowly. Valse lentament, a slow waltz. All right, next we have 3/4 time. And just to review, that means we have 3 beats per measure where the quarter note gets the beat, 3/4. And finally, 1 flat in the key signature means we're in the key of D minor. If you thought I was going to say F major, I understand why you might think that. D minor is what's called the relative minor of F major because it shares a key signature. The reason we can conclude it's in D minor rather than F major is because we start out with a D minor arpeggio in the very beginning, and we also have C sharps often throughout, which are much more common in D minor than in F major. Now, as much as I love going on and on about music theory, all you need to know is your key is D minor. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in more in-depth music theory videos. Now, let's get into the music some more. I always encourage my students to identify patterns, similarities, and think more deeply about music than just what the notes and rhythms are. For example, are there any places where the music resembles a scale or an arpeggio? Any intervals that repeat? Or do any themes appear multiple times? Looking for these things, 1, makes the etude less intimidating after first glance. 2, allows you to make musical decisions based on these repeated themes, scales, motifs, etc. And 3, it makes the etude more interesting and helps give more of a performance mindset in your preparation. Now, let's talk about the time signature, 3/4. In every time signature, there are strong and weak beats, and sometimes even beats that aren't quite strong beats, but not quite weak beats either. In the case of 3/4, we have beat 1, beat 2, and beat 3. Beat 1 is going to be a strong beat, as is the case with pretty much every time signature. Beat 2 is going to be a weak beat, and although you might think beat 3 is another weak beat, it's actually more of a medium strong beat. The reason it's not a weak beat like beat 2 is because we want to think of it as leading through the end of the measure to the next strong beat 1. This is very typical in a waltz style, which is of course the style direction in the very beginning, where we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, where that third beat always leads to the next measure. Now, there are 2 ways to think about this 3/4, either in 3 groupings of 2, as the 8th notes are beamed, or in 2 groupings of 3 as the slur markings are grouped, like more of a 6/8 feel. I personally prefer the way the slur markings are grouped, but you can make your own musical decisions. Now, to clarify, please do abide by the slur markings, but in your underlying understanding of the meter, your interpretation can vary. As long as you're confident in your musical decisions, that's what matters. As far as dynamics and musicality goes, there's not a whole lot written already except for these hairpins and occasional dynamic markings. That means it's our job to add music to the etude and make it more interesting. Maybe we can continue the same hairpin motion or completely change it up for variation. I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, but I will again encourage you to make your own musical decisions and be confident in them. Make sure they come through in your playing. I would also highly recommend recording yourself often, whether you have the best mic ever or record yourself from your phone's mic. It doesn't matter, as long as you're listening to yourself and recording yourself often. And if the dynamic contrast and musicality is all coming through on the recordings clearly, they will definitely come across to the judges too. My final bit of advice to you is to start by practicing slowly and with the metronome, and focus on accuracy in all ways. You'll be judged on tone quality, technique, rhythmic accuracy, articulation/style, dynamics/phrasing, and interpretation/tempo. So it's important to make sure you're not only playing the etude in time and with the right rhythms, but that the tone is the best quality for every note, and the phrasing all works. And all of these little details have to be there in order to have a successful audition. If you put in the time during your practice sessions to perfect every aspect of this etude, I think you will be proud of the work you put into it, be rewarded with the satisfaction of good practice, and hopefully with a position in the honor band, maybe even advancing to the next round for the all-state audition. I think that's about everything I have time for in this video, but if you'd like some more in-depth practice methods and advice, let me know in the comments. I might be able to put out some more videos with more specific commentary if there's interest. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video useful and helpful in your preparation for the audition. Happy practicing, and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.